from Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 6.
Coming up tonight, cops in collisions, an officer and a deputy involved in two separate car crashes, how severe the incidents are. Also tonight, down a day, the Mojave coffee shop is forced to make some tough decisions. What led them to stop serving on one of their usual work days? And chocolate takedown, how the 402 Creamery's new flavor aims to help thousands of kids in a similar situation to the flavor's creator. And that's where we begin tonight. Right now, 402 Creamery is gearing up to dish out a new flavor that serves a big purpose. Last year, Jessie Roush had to undergo a liver transplant, a scary surgery for anyone, let alone a young child. Well, luckily, she's on the mend, and now, tonight, she's giving us a serious inside scoop. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. A local girl is on the road to recovery, and she's helping other kids who have health struggles in a very sweet way. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson tells us the details now. Mackenzie?
Rod, this ice cream is a lot like Jessie Roush. It's fun and bright and undoubtedly unique. Jessie is the mastermind behind this flavor called Chocolate Takedown, and this partnership is a way for her to give back to other kids who might be going through a tough time just like her. The young girl has been through a lot with her health. Now, over a year ago, I did a story with her and her family as she was waiting for a liver transplant to save her life, and she did get one. But one of the bright spots through it all was her trip to Disney World with Make-A-Wish. So she had no hesitation when they asked if she'd want to help other kids to have a moment like that.
They reached out to us. Make-A-Wish was like, hey, like once a year they like have a kid do an ice cream flavor, and we were wondering if you wanted to do it, and I was like, yeah, totally. And so they took us to 402 Creamery, then we talked about ideas and all and got the ice cream going.
She settled on a K-pop Demon Hunters theme, which is one of her favorite movies, and 402 Creamery has 15 barrels of it ready to go. Come tomorrow, this menu will have Chocolate Takedown listed at all of their Lincoln locations. Tonight at 10, hear how Jessie's recovery is going and how she feels knowing she'll help make a difference for other Nebraska kids. Reporting in the studio, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
All right. Thank you, Mackenzie. Great story. Now let's get a look at your first forecast. Here we are on Tuesday. Live look from our network of cameras high above Lincoln and other parts of southeast Nebraska. We had ourselves a warm and sunny day, so should we expect more of the same? Let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty?
Well, let's see. Our average is 79, so we should be close to 80. Thing is, we're going to be 5 to maybe 10 degrees above that the next several days. We were 88 today in the capital city, and a lot of 88s out there. Lincoln, Beatrice, Omaha, 90 in Ainsworth and Norfolk, 88 also in Grand Island. So it was a warm one out there, a little above average. Lots of sunshine, a bit of a breeze on 27th and Yankee Hill Road, our Hondo of Lincoln Cam. Lots of sunshine. And it was a little windy, but that wind is starting to die down. It's out of the southeast at 15 miles per hour, and we're now at 87. We were 88 for a high earlier. 86 in Grand Island, 86 also in Broken Bow, 84 is in Imperial and Ogallala, 87 in Lincoln. That wind's still up there, but like I said, it is starting to die off a little bit. It's out of the southeast at anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to around 30 miles per hour. Temperature-wise, we'll drop from the 80s into the 70s as we head just past sunset, and then into the 60s by early tomorrow morning, the lower 60s at that. The wind gusts almost non-existent, less than 5 miles per hour after midnight. We'll talk more about this chance for some precipitation, which is just going to be spotty in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Only on 8 tonight, one local business is feeling the pinch from rising costs. Those increasing costs combined with what they're not seeing outside the store right here, not enough foot traffic. They're both playing a vital role in their difficult choice. Mojave Cafe saying it's having to make a tough decision when it comes to staying open. The store now changing their hours to try and combat the issue. Channel 8's Emma Norwood speaking with the owner today about how they're trying to push forward. Emma?
Good evening, Rod. Mojave will now close on Mondays. A decision that didn't come easily for the owner, but was absolutely necessary to keep things running smoothly. But the community stepping up, showing an outpouring of support for the cafe.
Nothing's getting any cheaper, and everything is just becoming more expensive.
Mojave Cafe sounding the alarm. rising costs and not enough business weighing on the store's hours. After 30 years of being open 7 days a week, the cafe now closing on Mondays.
Food costs and coffee costs all rising, as well as labor costs. Bringing on more staff is a costly situation.
Paul Marshall, who chose not to go on camera, opening the doors of Mojave in 1994 at just 26 years old. The small business quickly becoming a pillar in the community. So for Marshall, it's no surprise so many people are offering their support.
Many comments, just many people that we haven't seen in a while coming back in. People genuinely concerned about the welfare of this business, as it is very important to this community.
Marshall says the cafe will also be minimizing its team to try and help keep costs down.
With minimum wage going up, that money has to come from somewhere, and those wage increases coupled with the cost of all of our supplies going up is really putting a damper on us, and I'm sure many other small businesses in Lincoln.
Marshall is asking for the community's patience and understanding as they make these transitions, and he's also extending his gratitude for how much support the community is giving during this tough time. Reporting here in the studio, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Emma. New tonight, Omaha police saying one of their officers is lucky to be alive tonight. Officer Stinson was parked in his patrol car with his emergency lights on. He was blocking a lane where some luggage had fallen onto Interstate 80. Well, a vehicle slammed into his car at interstate speeds. Stinson has 5 broken ribs. Police say the driver suffered serious injuries and is expected to face DUI charges after he's released from the hospital. And in Otoe County, a deputy was in his patrol car when he was hit by a pickup truck driven by an 89-year-old man. Both drivers had minor injuries, and the deputy was transported to a local hospital for treatment. The 89-year-old was cited for failing to yield the right-of-way. Well, right now, the LPS School Board is meeting to talk about potential raises. These raises would be for nutrition service workers and para-educators across the district. They'll also review a contract for fresh fruits in all school cafeterias. Now, they're not likely to come up with a decision on this tonight, but we're going to break down the amounts of raises for staff and what to expect from these contracts tonight at 10. And stay with us. We have more headed your way after the break, including out of the water. Arnold Heights is remaining closed. Their pool there, while other public pools are opening their doors. What is forcing their closure? Don't go anywhere. We're back in just 1 minute. And breaking now, a crash that happened west of Lincoln leaves 1 person dead. The Lancaster County Sheriff's Office telling us a person who was ejected from a car has died. That person was a passenger. The crash happening at Northwest 84th and West O Street. 7 others had to be taken to the hospital. This was the scene we brought you last night at 10 o'clock. This video sent into our Now Local News app by citizen journalist Lori. Deputies tell us the crash happened when a car on 84th heading southbound on 84th to the stop sign, didn't stop at the intersection, colliding with another vehicle. Now, the name of the person who died is not being released until all family is notified. Deputies are now trying to determine what exactly caused the driver to miss the stop sign. New at 6, 8 city pools are now open, but one pool is being forced to stay closed, and that would be Arnold Heights Pool. The city saying mechanical issues is the cause. It's not clear what those issues are, but 6 of the 8 pools had to close early yesterday after things like crowded conditions led to water quality concerns. At this point, it's unclear if Arnold Heights will be reopening tomorrow. We'll keep you posted as we learn more.
Certainly was warm enough today to want to go to the swimming pool. I wish I was there, but it is going to be continuing to be warm enough for pool weather. We'll have that forecast when we come back.
President and his cabinet meeting at the White House tomorrow. They're supposed to talk about the economy and things like that. No word if they're going to be talking about the war in Iran. The cabinet meeting is coming at a time when people are wondering about peace talks with Iran. Also, today's defense strikes against that country. Will that be talked about? And people want to know when are gas prices going to come down. Channel 8's Meg West joins us in the newsroom to help us break down what direction we're headed in the war. Meg?
Yes, good evening, Rod. The U.S. military carrying out strikes overnight in southern Iran, describing them as self-defense, targeting missile launch sites and boats placing mines in the Strait of Hormuz. The Pentagon says that these strikes were necessary to protect U.S. troops from threats posed by Iranian forces. President Trump saying the peace talks with Iran are proceeding nicely despite those fresh attacks. Iran responding to the overnight attack, saying the U.S. had violated the ceasefire and threatening to retaliate, saying it's their right to do so. When asked about the strikes, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio had one clear message.
The straits have to be open. they're going to be open one way or the other. So they need to be open. What's happening there is unlawful, it's illegal, it's unsustainable for the world.
And Americans are certainly feeling the squeeze with gas prices still sky high. The national average today, according to AAA, sits at $4.49 per gallon for regular. That price is up from $3.18 a gallon just a year ago. Many wondering when relief will come. The National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett says energy prices are going to fall, quote, like nothing you've ever seen before once Iran reopens the strait. But until that relief comes, gas prices here in Lincoln are at all-time highs. A citizen journalist sending this video into the Now Local News app showing just how painful it can be to fill up your tank around town. And now when it comes to that potential emerging deal between the U.S. and Iran, Secretary Rubio says that there is support from some leaders in the region, but it certainly will take a couple days to finalize. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
88 degrees today. 88 is my second favorite high temperature for the day. 72 is my favorite, just because it's a very comfortable temperature. 88 though, because I work at Channel 8. Oddly enough, 8 degrees, not even in my top 10. Yeah, 88 though for a high today, way above the average of 79, but not even close to that record high of 100 set back in 2018. A lot of sunshine, 21st and L Street, Allocam looking at, well, everybody getting back to work. Or heading home, I guess, from the after the long weekend. But it's a warm one out there. We're still at 87 in Lincoln and Beatrice, 85 in Grand Island, still 88 in O'Neill, still 89 in Valentine. I think that's the warm spot. Around here, though, we're in the middle and upper 80s, 86s in Grand Island and York, still 88 in Omaha and Wahoo, 87s in Lincoln and Beatrice. Southeast wind, 12, 15, 16, 17, 23 in Kearney. A little more wind off to the west where it's at 20 to 30 miles per hour, and the wind gusts have been hovering around 40 miles an hour for parts of western Nebraska for a good portion of the afternoon. Now they're starting to taper off a little bit, as is the eastern side of the state. But it was a windy day today, not so much tomorrow. Looks like that wind really starts to die off, especially after sunset tonight. Eastern half of the state, nothing. Just clear. Maybe a few clouds trying to roll in here. Some very strong storms over there, over towards southern Minnesota. That's where the rain is now. For us, though, it's just quiet. There is precipitation in the forecast. We just have to get there, so we get comfortable. It's going to take a minute before we get there. If you have outdoor plans tomorrow, no problems. Not a lot of wind, plenty of sunshine, no precipitation expected. And I know probably one of the top two things that people want weather-wise right now is some moisture, and we're trying to get that. It's just going to have to wait. Not yet. Maybe a sprinkle over here and a sprinkle over here, but 99.8% of Nebraska dry through Wednesday evening. So let's go to Thursday. See, there's a sprinkle again over towards Sioux City. There's Thursday morning, starting to try to get some precipitation out there, and here it comes. Just a pop-up shower, maybe an isolated thunderstorms along and south of Interstate 80 by Thursday afternoon. Fast forward to Friday, kind of the same thing. Might start off with a sprinkle or two here very early Friday. That fizzles out quick. And then an isolated shower or thunderstorm, a possibility a little further north this time by Friday afternoon. So Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon, not everybody going to see this, but 1 or 2 or 5 isolated showers or storms, a possibility Thursday afternoon and Friday afternoon. Tonight, though, above average, quiet and clear. 61 degrees, a light southeast wind eventually at 5 to 15. Temperatures across the way, middle and upper 50s, lower and middle 60s. 88 again tomorrow. Another good day. 88 degrees, mostly sunny. Not as windy, too. Humidity just a little bit, right around 60, so it's just enough for you to notice if you're out and about. I don't think a lot of us will get to 90, but we will be close. Notice Omaha at 90, 89's out there too, so it'll be close. I just think most of us right around the upper 80s. We do that again on Thursday, and really every single day, all the way through the weekend into next week, which is the first week of June, temperatures in the 80s, spot storms Thursday and Friday, and then just small chances over the weekend.
All right, thank you, Rusty. New tonight, the community coming together to clean up Holmes Lake Park. The city got volunteers to come to the park as part of their Great American Cleanup. For 2 hours, people were working hard to keep one of our city's greatest parks clean. Let's take a look at some of the scenes from there today. Any piece of garbage in sight getting picked up and disposed of by the dozens of volunteers. People of all ages getting in on the activity. Lincoln Transportation and Utilities does this activity every year, but this year is different. We got out there ourselves and they told us about the importance of coming together to keep this park clean this year.
And they do it every year, but this year is a little bit more special because it's the 250th anniversary, of the United States. And so they were asking people to pledge to pick up 250 pieces of litter. We thought that Holmes Lake would be a good area to try to have volunteers come and pick up litter.
Everyone who helped out today got rewarded with some free lunch from LTU. And coming up, an exciting week as we head into the Sports Zone. Nate, what's going on?
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about actually here. Coming up after the break, a lot to get into. Husker softball, and of course, ahead of the Women's College World Series, going to have the latest from the team next.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Nebraska softball will make their return to the Women's College World Series this week. Hey, what's going on? It's Nate Johnson rocking with you. Thanks for being here today. Well, one of those team's anchors, honored once again. First team All-American selection. I think we all know who, this time by D1 softball. Jordy Fromm, she's been elite all season, especially this past weekend as well in the Super Regional versus Oklahoma State. She pitched a complete game in Game 1, striking out 7 batters, allowing just 1 run while going 2 for 4 at the plate. In Game 2, Fromm came in for relief in the 5th inning, striking out 2 along the way to close the series out. The Huskers improving to 51-6 on the season, extending the nation's longest active winning streak to 26 games, a streak it will carry into Oklahoma City. And of course, Thursday will be a huge day for Fromm, this team, and Husker Nation as their journey in the College World Series kicks off from OKC. Their first time there in 13 years. First pitch against Arkansas is set for 8:30 p.m. You can watch the game on ESPN2 in the evening's nightcap. And while we're talking Husker softball, an update on the team. Big Red has officially landed in Oklahoma City. The team posting this video to X earlier today to confirm their safe arrival. And senior Ava Cusack spoke this past week and on the weekend and how special this entire run and season has been.
This entire weekend and how it all played out, and you couldn't have written up any better. It was so beautiful. Like, just to honestly take a second before we went out for the first game and seeing all the fans like running back in after the delay, like you could just tell they were ready to go, and we didn't even get to play yet. So, and then they showed up Friday ready to go from the first pitch. I could not have pictured it any better. I mean, God's the one writing this plan, and I mean, he has written it perfectly, and I'm just along for the ride at this point, and I'm so excited to end it with these girls like this.
Regardless of how things pan out in OKC, there is no doubt this team will go down in history. From softball to baseball, Nebraska has officially sold out Haymarket Park for the upcoming Lincoln Regional. This place is going to be absolutely juiced this week from May 29th to June 1st. Husker Nation already locked in here in Lincoln as well. And while we're talking baseball, let's check up on some other baseball squads. The Lincoln Salt Dogs will suit it up for Game 2 of their home series versus Kansas City. First pitch is set for 6:35 p.m. tonight. The Storm Chasers will take on the Redbirds from Memphis today in the first of a 6-game series. And the Royals take on the Yankees tonight at 6:40 p.m. Finally, let's talk a little soccer. The FIFA World Cup just a few weeks away from starting. Today, Team USA released its official roster for the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which begins on June 11th. Team USA will start their tournament run on June 12th against Paraguay in California. That will do it for sports tonight, though. Rod will go ahead and send things back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Nate. Let's get a final look at your weather with Rusty. How's Mother Nature behaving?
I mean, she's bored right now, I guess. I mean, just nothing going on. Well, I'm bored. Maybe this is what she wants, and that's fine. Mostly clear skies in the eastern half of the state. A few clouds for the western half, but no precipitation, which is really what a lot of us need right now. South wind picking up out of the south at 20, 30, 40 miles per hour, dying down in eastern Nebraska. It is still warm out there, middle and upper 80s. I'm not seeing any 90s, but it is close. Tomorrow morning, right around the 60-degree mark for a lot of us. Highs once again tomorrow in the middle and upper 80s.
Thank you, Rusty. And thank you for joining us. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here at 10 o'clock.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.